Holly Cotton here, and let me just say how excited I am for today's episode. Like, I cannot hide my excitement. If you guys follow me on social media, you know that memes, first of all, are my love language. So I have stolen numerous memes from our guest that we have today, and I'm so excited to hear one how he became this meme personality and hear his story and talk about also some serious stuff, projects, and all of that. So, first, let me introduce today's guest, who is Royce Morgan, and Royce Morgan has been a model, actor, host, motivational speaker, and nothing has brought him greater acclaim than the power of being himself, which has amassed him a great following and reputation. So, we're going to talk about that too. So, welcome, Royce.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here with you, Holly.
Yes, yes. So, when I went, let me just say, so when I did my little transition from Holly, just a regular person, to Holly
Mhm.
Cotton, I was like, dang it, now I gotta post all my good memes in my close friends because some of them get a little risque.
Right, right.
So I have all these like really religious people that follow me. I have younger people that follow me. So I know that just from my own personal experience, there is some type of responsibility that you have. And I know your content that you share is all spectrums, but it's a lot of empowerment and like, let me tell you what we not gonna do no more. Let me tell you how we gonna handle this. So
You know,
so before we get into all of the other 82 topics, 82 titles that you have, let's start with that. Just how you started with your social media presence.
oh my gosh. And I always say, really, the power of being yourself. As I said, I've modeled, I've acted, I went into that whole sphere and it was good and everything. But just when just I got real and just really started being who God made me to be, I always say, just really who I am in this world and not being afraid to show that, whether it's inspirational, whether having a bad day, just having a human experience, which we all have. And sometimes, sometimes it's wonderful, sometimes it's not so pretty, but you have to work your way through it. And think about that. I lost the fear of that and opened that up so much. And for some reason, it just opened up a world of people everywhere that I didn't even know existed. I always say pretty much from Hollywood to the hood, just everywhere. And it's just wonderful. So I'm like, okay, just really the power of being myself is where it started. And that has grown exponentially and I love it.
And so one of your catchphrases is forget them folks. So
Y- yeah, that's yeah, we gonna say that.
yeah, we're gonna keep it clean. We know, but I know you said the power of being yourself. And I think that people, one, they don't understand what that means sometimes.
Right,
I have a friend and she's always like, I'm a life coach, and I'm always talking. I mean, my new book is about self love, and she's like,
right.
but I don't know what that means. I need someone to tell me what is step one. How do I? And I'm like,
Ooh,
I can't tell you how to do it. So
right.
whenever you come up with the thought process of being myself and forget them folks, and
Yeah.
so how does that thought process work for you, that you were like, okay, this isn't what I'm going to do to take ownership of me? How was that process for you?
Oh gosh, I would have to say, Holly, I've been broken open. I tell people over, I said between 2016 up until now, like so much has happened in my life to break me open. I've suffered from depression. I found out I suffered from anxiety, lost a parent. Like I said, had shoot, relationships go bad and turn sour, whether personal or business or romantic. Just everything that can break you open that shows you what you're made of, even in your darkest hour, where you just really have to learn how to love yourself and be patient with yourself and just really who you thought you were is just you didn't even know who you could be, really. Just things that teach you don't even know what's inside of you until you are really tested and tried, and life has to teach you just from the roots of ugliness and just to grow something beautiful again. And that is true self-love there. If you just be patient with yourself and just take the time and just really get there and just allow yourself to feel life, feel whatever it's going to be. And you know what? Sometimes, like I said, it gets a little ugly. It can be a little ratchet at times, but you know what? It's okay. You're just really going through the experience, and as long as you just have faith that you want to come out the other side of this better and just stronger, wiser, and just more emotionally mature in every which way. Just it's just forget them folks, because really, like I said, people can impact you, and you don't know how much hurt or just things that you kind of done. You have to unpack that's happened in your life that's gotten you to this place. And like I said, with that, with some therapy and just not being afraid of showing it, no matter how that may look, no matter how you may be viewed, once you get to that point and you get to that, forget them folks, FTA movement.
It's
Yes,
it's
you get
it's
there. Ooh,
it's so
it's a beautiful,
liberating, isn't it?
it really is a beautiful thing. It's liberating. You don't take no mess off nobody. Of course, you're open to love at the same time. Anybody try you, bam. Mm-mm, we ain't doing that. It's so easy. Like you're pretty much not going to tolerate a bunch of mess. It's beautiful, and it's not a negative space to be in. It's really a beautiful thing. It's no negativity. You're not angry. You're not bitter. You're not sad. Well, what life did to you, you're just elevated, and that's a beautiful thing.
I love that, Royce. I love that. And that's the whole thing about self-love, is that when you get to that point of loving yourself, it's like let me tell you,
Hmm.
you know how hard I worked to find this peace? You know how hard it how much work it was for me to get to this point where I am happy and, like you said, just comfortable in your own skin, doing what you want to
Yeah,
do. Like, you ain't about to let nobody mess it up.
that's my thing. Like I said, you throw dirt on my name and flowers grow, I would be mad too.
You
That's
know
my
what? I, now hold up. No, I'm stealing that one too.
that's my thing. I would be mad too because like I said, something just beautiful bloomed, and it's crazy. Also, even some of the, I guess, people that may have taken you through that, you don't hold any anger, because really, without it, you just really, you couldn't have become this person and known what you were made of. So it's like, how am I going to experience something beautiful or just really love myself completely if I'm holding on to this anger of what happened to me?
Right. And I had a guest, and she's an international speaker, and Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Alyssa. And oh my God, let me tell you, I caught the Holy Ghost like 5 times when I was on the show with her.
Ooh,
But
stamina.
yeah, she was like, the push of pain opens the pull of possibilities. And I was like, oh my God, first I need to get that on a t-shirt. But it's
Okay.
so true. It's so true, because it's like you said, with you and going through, I'm a mental health advocate and a nurse, so I've done psych and all of that as well. And I have a huge I guess experience background with mental health disorders and depression, anxiety, all of that. So I love that you are very vocal about that, because a lot of people, especially men, that's the whole thing now. We're pushing men's mental
Right.
health. And when people see you, you have this, toothy smile, you're handsome, you're like, I got it going on. I'm modeling and doing this. So no one would look at you and say, he's depressed. He's depressed. So, can you just give us some insight into that? I don't want to get too deep, but I know that you have been vocal about it. But
Yes.
just how you found out that that was something that was going on that you would have to deal with.
Oh gosh, I got to such a dark point. It's like everything that's crashed down to me at once. I had a relationship to go down the drain. Like I said, I moved to Atlanta, and things that I thought were going to happen for me were not happening at all, or slowly, just or not at all. Came to find out, my dad, like I said, was in early stages of dementia, and oh goodness, it was a lot. And I just really, I had never been that dark and low in my life. And then one day I had to face it and own it. As a matter of fact, I still had a post actually in my phone to this day where I actually go back to where I actually because I had nowhere to turn. So I turned to social media to just let them know that, yeah, really, I am depressed. I don't know what to do, but I have faith that I'll prevail and I'm going to do the work. But right now, I just feel worthless. I always call it. I always call 2007 to 2018 my blue year, because it looked like everything was blue. It's like even when I think back on the time, it's just a tint of blue. And just from that, like I said, I learned, and then I kind of started, like I said, getting back in therapy and unpacking some things there, and also going on social media. And oh gosh, one thing I can tell you about social media, even though like I said, it grew, and I have no shame, but it seems like when you're in a very mad, negative place and you're throwing it out, it seems like the people just love you. That's so crazy.
They love conflict and drama.
Exactly. At your worst, they just love you. Just saying, you're just saying all these things. Like I said, I need the hands of God stretched to me at that time. But at the same time, I was saying just, oh, it. I said everything. I was saying everything but a child of God. I'll say that. And anyone who came me the wrong way could get it. And I was really in that space, and I knew I
The
didn't want
dog, look, the puppies, the kittens.
the,
You was
the
on one
puppies,
with
the kids.
everybody,
I
Royce.
did with everyone. Like I said, the cat. The cat. I was going to kick you to the side. Even though I would not kick the cat. But at that point in my time in my life, it was just like it was like that. Everything was just horrible, and I knew I didn't want to feel that way. It didn't feel healthy to me. I mean, it even showed, like I said, in my features that I just really was not my best self at that time. Because I even look at pictures of myself back in that time. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was going through it for real. And even, oh gosh, of course, they have the memories of years ago when you posted this and this, and I can look back at it. I say, oh, I was mad today. Oh, I was real mad.
Royce, oh my gosh, I say that all the time. Like whenever they do what I look like 9 years ago on Instagram, because I always every morning I go to create and then I go to the
Yeah,
time drop, and it'll be 9 years ago, 6 years ago, and I was in a terrible marriage, and I was like, I was really, like I was going through it,
right.
and I was just miserable all the time. And I look at those pictures, and I'm like, people must think I got a facelift. They must think I did some work because I just felt like I was so drained all the
Yeah,
time. And now I just feel like I have this glow in my skin. And I just feel, I
that,
mean, I was before ring
but
lights
that
and
skin
stuff
is
too. But
popping. Though. I gotta get that skin be popping.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, I'm glad that you did mention that, because people don't realize the toll that mental health has on you physically
Right.
as well as mentally.
Exactly.
So what I want to sidebar on that and ask you is, do you feel like when you were going through that, and I know you've had so many jobs and we're going to talk about some of the other things that you did, but
Yeah.
just with your social media presence, do you feel like that sort of showed you a passion that you had, like when you were able to pull yourself out? Is that how you found, like, you know what, this is something I feel passionate about and I want to start making other people feel better?
Oh my gosh, it's so Holly is so crazy, and of course that was the thing because I started getting messages from oh my gosh, so many different people that even whether I was really giving inspiration or making people laugh out or just different things. I got people to tell me I helped them get through cancer treatments. I helped them leave a domestic situation. Pretty much. Oh gosh, I've had men and women reach out to me about just really, like I said, when they were in bad marriages and I gave them the strength to leave or decide what they were going to do. And just those things always show me just, okay, so this is my why. This is, maybe I'm meant to do this. And just where I said, when those things just really open up and I've had people actually break down and cry in front of me, actually meeting me in person, I'm like, oh, wow, this is deep.
Right.
Cause like it's always very overwhelming because you just never know. Cause I'm like, I'm just being myself, but I'm like, I say if it moves you in any way, like I said, I'm truly humble. I'm truly humbled. I don't take it for granted at all, ever.
Well, and I think that that's also, I love that you're so humble about it, because that's such actually a touching thing to touch people. And because of social media, the people that you're touching are not even in Atlanta or not even close by. Like, you're touching people all over the world because I know they sharing them memes. Some of them I'm like share. So you're putting your Royce stamp on people that are not just local. So I know for you to, have that stamp and still be so humble, that just says so much about your character right there. So I love it. I love it. I
Yes,
love
I
it.
always feel like
I love it.
we're all going through a human experience at the same time. That's the one thing we all have in common, no matter what it is. We're all dealing with a human experience.
Right. And sometimes one of them memes because and it's so funny because it'll say something like, I swear it's like, how does he know what I'm going through today or something? Because it is like somebody will try you and I try to keep that nice holly cotton and they
Yeah.
try me
Mhm.
and then I'll see one of your posts and I'm like, mm-hmm. He must have
Right
known
on
what I was
time.
going
Right
through.
on time. Yeah.
Right on time, right on time. I love that. I love that. So let's just talk about some more things about Royce Morgan and what all of that, that's just one thing underneath the whole umbrella. Like, yeah, you're, whatever. But can you tell us about, because like I said, for anyone that's listening, that's not seeing this clip and they're listening to the audio, Royce is very handsome, great teeth. I'm a teeth person too. So he's got the smile, he's got the look. So tell us about some of those other things that you've done, like acting, modeling, motivational speaker. Give us the insight into the other parts of Royce.
Oh yes. As far as modeling, I started modeling when I was 18 and did that, like I said, in my hometown, Memphis, Tennessee. Then kind of got away from that for a moment. Then some years later, came through. Um, this radio contest thing came through about 2008, which I happened to win, and that got me into more opportunities. So once again, they got me into commercial modeling and, like I said, doing television commercials and booking those things. So I did that. From there, that's what got me into the whole Instagram thing, because I was told I would need an Instagram. And I was like, I really did not want to get an Instagram. I'm like, there's too much social media going on. And as a matter of fact, we have Threads came out today. But
Oh my god. Why was I up so late last night? I was like, Holly, go to sleep. This is some BS. Go to sleep.
oh yeah, I said that was me today. I'm like, this Threads thing, okay.
I I did the same thing. I'm like, dang, they pulled me in. They pulled me in. Okay, we're
Yes,
gonna sidebar about that at the end. Yeah,
right.
go ahead.
So I got into that. So of course that started with the modeling and everything. But at the same time, I'm a person who I have personality. I said, think about me. Like I said, if anyone who knows me personally, I like to laugh. I like to just really have deep conversations. I'm a person you can have a deep conversation with one moment. We can be laughing the next. Go back to deep conversation. Go to dinner, whatever. Like I said, I'm a person I can keep up and you can do anything with me. I'm always told I have a certain energy, so I've been told. But so from there, I got on Instagram. So that started, and just over time, like I said, in the social media sphere, you tend to grow and really just really you learn things about yourself, and that opened up a world of, I guess, people I admire telling me they admire me, people I admire for years. It's like, oh goodness. And actually having genuine friendships with these people that are developed over the years, not just, yeah, a social media or a little Hollywood thing, but just really genuine connection. And I just feel genuine connection with not even just a celebrity, just like I said, people, like you said, all over the world, from Africa, Australia, Asia, just all these places, and just really connecting you with just really tapping into yourself, and no matter what that is, and really also allowing yourself to not only put it out there, but really enrich your life and just pull from other places and grow yourself. So I did. I've done that. So okay, well, yeah. Back into what I was doing, I just mentioned all that. I'm sorry, Holly, but
Hey, I love it. I love the
but
motivation. I love it. I love it. Keep
I said,
going.
but of course, really, if I said from the social media presence, that's what opened up opportunities for me to ask if I want to, like I said, host events. Like I said, where, for example, like I said, I had do a book. Yeah, I've done books. I've done relationship panels. I've done self love, self help, and that's pretty much got me TV interviews and articles based on just the power. I always go back to the power of being yourself, because that's all this is for me. Like I said, everything I do. I was speaking with a friend earlier, and just really, they like said, so what do you do? I said, really, my brand is just being myself. That is it. And that's what's opened up everything. Like I said, from hosting to radio to other TV opportunities, which I pretty much go back and forth on. Like, okay, that looks good. Or it's also certain things I'm not going to be on TV just to be on TV. I'm sorry. Like I said, because I have lots of friends who are reality TV stars, and it's just certain things I just want to, yeah, as far as my narrative goes, I said, I don't want that to be, yeah, selling my soul. So I really think about that. Like I said, but I get opportunities to do that. But the right thing comes along, I say I'll do it. And I said also I have different agents asking me about acting again. So we're gonna see what goes on with that.
Right, right. And I'll tell you this too about the reality thing. I've gotten approached so many times about reality stuff too. And I
Yeah.
think because one, this actor writer strike really showed the how there's this over here with the scripts and everything, and how it can shut down a whole
Yeah.
industry. So I think that more studios are like, okay, well, we don't need to be relying on them. So I think reality TV is definitely it. But I said the same thing, Royce. I was like, it has to be something positive. Like it has to be something about women empowerment or
Right.
whatever. I'm not going on no dating show and kissing 18 men. I have kids. Like I would never embarrass them
Yeah.
like
'Cause
that.
I'm not going to be on TV. I said throwing drinks and I said getting into brawls out. Yeah, that's not me.
Right, right. Because look, Royce, it's like we're here, like I'm Holly Cotton and you are the Royce Morgan. But it was only a few years ago where I was just regular Holly Ray and I will whoop your ass. And you were Royce before the Royce. You were Royce. You was like, you know what? You could get something today if you try. So
Exactly. We can rumble in the
it's
jungle.
not so because it's not that far away, I feel like if I'm put in a situation, I'm like, don't let this fool you, okay? Don't let this defined person fool you.
Listen, that's the thing. Like I said, just like I said, believe me, like I said, I may be removed from that, but I'm not too far removed to reach back into that. So please,
Right. Forget them folks.
forget
Forget them
them
folks.
folks. Yeah,
Uh,
FTA.
so, one of the questions that I want to ask is every time we're talking about growth and especially a social media growth,
Yes,
with that comes more exposure, people in your business, people trying to feel like they have a personal connection to you.
yes,
And I think with that, they feel like it gives them a permission to get out of pocket with you and say negative things back to you and comment on your stuff
yes.
and say certain things because I know I'm always like I keep my pop-ups on because I'm like, you know what, I'm not even going back and forth with you, but I get men all the time that comment, never women, but always
Mhm.
men. I know you don't think you cute, or this is so stupid, or you shaped like SpongeBob, like just stupid stuff. And I'm like, should I entertain this today? And then I'm like, you know what? It's not even worth it. So with you having that growth
Mhm.
and with you posting such a large uh, I guess a large, I don't want to say genre, but just it's kind of like it's a broad spectrum of memes
Yes.
and content. Do you ever have like negative feedback or people coming in and saying negative stuff?
Oh, absolutely. People like that. Of course, like I say, also I call you the thumb thugs. They want to have their moment with you. And my thing is, if you have that much time and that much energy to put into something that you see, I said on your little smartphone, and you just really, 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 whatever part of your day you want to get that out, and you want to have your moment, I said you will be promoted to the block list because that was my thing. Like I said, now of course back in my blue era, yeah, like I had time, and not to
Mm-hmm.
mention, like I said, I've gotten in trouble on the platforms before, like I said, for cussing someone out. So I'm like, I've worked hard on this. I'm not about to let you take me off my poach. Like I said, so sometimes they'll read you back in. Now it's funny someone can do it to you, but of course you go back to someone, then all of a sudden you get accused of bullying someone or being inappropriate with your language. But I'm like, but they started with me. So I always say that's the thing that also kind of taught me how to reel it back in and tolerance and just kind of knowing, okay, that's someone who wants your day. If you see me in person, keep that same energy, then we can have a talk then.
That part,
But
right?
but you never meet a hater. Never a hater.
Right.
Everyone loves you when they meet you.
Right, right. Facts, facts. And so what I also wanted to also talk about is when we were talking about all your different entities that you have and all the things that you were
Yes.
doing, and not only are you into fashion and modeling, but I know that you also are a designer and you also have something that is the Royce Morgan brand. So tell us about that and how we can support you with
Why,
that.
thank you, thank you. I have these beauties. These are your Royce sunglasses. Yes, they are Royce, named after Royce. Well, that's me. And you can get these babies over at hivelife.com. And you just so tell them Roy sent you, and pretty much because the first I think they're back in stock now, but the first two rollouts actually sold out, which I thank my supporters so much for that. I said we have 5 different styles of the Royce sunglasses here, and the first two they actually sold out in fast. So let me put these on here.
Mm.
So like I said, please, I said get yours. I said you will, as I said, hivelife.com. And let me tell you, in the summer too, like I said, sun's beaming. I said you can have your Royce with you, and I will be so honored. And I hope you love them as much as I love you, beautiful people. Yes.
Okay, I love that. I love that. I have to get a pair. One, I am a huge sunglass collector. My daughter is always like, if I see, like when we walk in the mall and I see Sunglass Hut, she will literally grab me and like, no, no. I'm like, but let me just, they might have some cute ones that I don't, and I have a whole box like this big in my
Yes.
car with nothing but
And
sunglasses. I'm like, cause some days I feel, risque.
right,
Some days I feel thuggish. I don't know
right.
what I'm on,
And
what
that's my
I'm on.
thing also, because I had so many sunglasses, and with Hive, I was buying so many sunglasses. They pulled me to the side, like, so look, if we're gonna get you your own style. I said, my own style named after me. Let's do it.
See, see. So hey, if anybody wants to do a HC sunglasses brand, let me know.
Come on. I said, HC, get with it.
I love that. I love that. So, Royce, what about the last question that I have is kind of just to go into just in general because you do so many things and you're a part of just so many things going on right now. So, what is one way that people can support you or find you, follow you? Like, how can we
Yes,
support you?
absolutely. You can support me. You can find me on Instagram at theroycemorgan, and also, like I said, Facebook the Royce Morgan, and anything you want to book me for, as far as a panel, a podcast, like I said, any event. Like I said, I pretty much like I said, like we did this podcast here. Like I said, I check everything, so I handle all that myself, hands on, because I really have to. Like I said, I have to be hands on and love what you do for me to actually put my name on it. But like I said, I'm very open and love just really a way for us to actually, connect and help each other any which way we can. So you can come there, and like I said, we can talk, and I will be glad to talk with you.
So let me just ask you this, Royce, because I just released my book, Somebody's Wife or Not: Discovering Self-Love and Single Life, available on all platforms. So so what if you were on a panel that was talking about relationships, because like you said, we did self-love, we talked about mental health, we are giving all these different avenues of
Mm-hmm.
Royce. So what is some advice that you have about for single people that are out here struggling looking for love? If let's just say you're on my relationship panel right now and there's a bunch of single people and they're looking for love and they can't find nobody, and what's your answer to the
And my
question
answer to
about
that,
it?
first of all, like I said, we started self love, and have you really taken the time to know and understand and know that who you are, whether with or without someone, is who you're going to be. Like I said, know that you're really grounded in yourself, and know that you are really open to give and receive love, and a healthy love, and just knowing what that is and what it looks like, and just knowing what you will and won't tolerate, and just really, of course, like so relationships are a lot of give and take, but at the same time, when you find a lot more being taken away from you and you're giving even way more than that and you're losing yourself, like I said, it's not worth it. So really just make sure you've done that work to really know, and also take your time and just really nurture and invest and grow, because you're in a relationship, like I said, you become one with this person, and you just really have to not be a red flag collector also. Like I said, one red flag, I said that's enough right there. But like I said, but be rational within your reasoning of your red flag. But like I said, pretty much like I said, if it's just a red flag right there, like I said, no, it is not a tinge of pink or orange. It's red. Recognize it. Don't go forward just thinking you can tolerate their deal with. You know what you can and can't deal with. So just really, my thing is truly being patient with yourself, making sure chemistry is a huge thing, and just knowing really, like I said, what you want, and like I said, what you will and will not tolerate, and just really being honest with yourself in all of that. Just really, that's my thing right there. Just be honest with yourself and what you want, and just really make sure you're not on a timetable or trying to, meet a quota, because we all get to a certain age and just think, well, by now I should do this. By now I should do that. No, 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 no. It's got to be right. It's got to be right. I said, don't do that. I said, no, no, no. 'Cause I said, pretty much you're going to get yourself in a situation where you could have avoided completely, but you were on this timetable or felt you had to do this. And it's pretty much going to leave another fine mess for you to clean up. And you don't want to do that. Just really just think about that.
That's a good point, Royce. That's a very good people. Yeah, because you feel like, oh Lord, I'm about to be 40. Oh Lord, I'm about to be 50. Oh Lord, I'm gonna grow old. And now and it gets more and it gets less and less options out there. It's slim
Exactly.
pickings
It,
out
it
there.
goes
Slim
in and in
pickings.
and in the way you feel, but at the same time, my thing, like I said, look, if it's not right, it's not right.
Right.
It's like
That's why I say just
it's like
stay pimping, Royce. Just get. How about 3 or 4
exactly.
of
And my
them?
thing, I always say, I had a good conversation with a friend. Like I said, no, I don't want good enough. I want great. It has to be no. It has to
That
be
part.
great for me to just go. Like I said, head first, or like boom. Like I said, if it ain't great,
Right.
no, cut it off at 8.
Right. That's what I always say too. Every time I start talking to someone, I'm like, is this person gonna be good enough for me to cut off all my people for? Like, I can't cut all my
Oh,
hoes off for you. Like, I like because once you do that post, like that's it. It's over for the
exactly.
pimping.
Once you put
So
that post out there, like your whole roster gone. Is this worth it? Is it worth it?
oh my god, I love it. I love it. Facts, facts, facts. Okay. All right. So any projects that are coming up right now or coming up soon for anyone cuz I know you're working on a bunch of stuff. I know you're always in media and stuff like that. Any projects
Yes.
coming
As of
up?
right now, actually, I do have me a wonderful magazine spread that's getting ready to come out. Like I said, I'm waiting on a date so I can announce it. But like I said, I did a wonderful spread that's going to be a male's voice for women's empowerment. So I can't wait for that to come out for Cheryl Magazine. That's coming mid-August, I believe. So of course I'm following behind Tabitha Brown. The magazine thought enough of me to follow behind Tabitha Brown. So thank you.
Wow, that's
So I
huge.
can't wait for that to drop. Then just I saw a couple other things down the pipeline I can't talk about yet, but that's coming also.
Okay. So they have to follow
Yes,
you
please follow
at
me at the Royce Morgan on Instagram. Also, I see if
spell it Royce for anyone
yeah,
that's listening that can't see cuz
yes.
some of our listeners
Okay,
need a
I
little
said no
help.
problem. I'm glad to help you. The Royce Morgan, TheRoycemorgan. Just the Royce Morgan. That is it. Instagram threads.
All right.
And
Do you have a website or just social
just social
media?
media. Pretty much, I'm very hands on, so that's pretty much been my thing. Like I said, you're getting Royce. So,
Okay, good. And then spell the website for the sunglasses
yes,
also.
Hive Life. Yeah, helping your vision evolve, which is Hive Life, and it's going to be HYVE Life, LIFE.com.
Okay, perfect. Oh, perfect. All right, you guys. Let me tell you something. Royce dropped all kinds of gems today. Relationship, mental health, loving yourself, how to find that passion, make a difference. Go take whatever that little voice is in your head and ride that train till the wheels fall off. So I love it. I love to see people winning that are doing something that they love, and you definitely are one of those people, Roy. So thank you so much for sharing your
Thank you so much
story.
for having me. We had a time today. I loved it.
Good, good, good. Okay, great. Don't hang up.